Every day, millions of people pay for things with a single tap. Coffee, fuel, groceries, a train ticket. One small movement, one short beep, and the payment is accepted. It feels instant, but that beep is the end of a fast chain of decisions involving your card, the payment terminal, the shop, several financial systems, and your bank. So what really happens when you tap your card? First, it is important to understand what does not happen. Your card does not send money through the air directly into the shop's bank account. The card is not a tiny wallet full of cash. It is a secure computer that proves it is allowed to request a payment. The money moves later through banking systems. The tap is only the beginning. When you hold a contactless card near a payment terminal, the two devices communicate using a technology called NFC, Near Field Communication. The range is extremely short. Normally, the card must be only a few centimeters from the reader. That short distance is useful. It means your card is not constantly sending payment information across the room. It communicates only when it is close to an active terminal. The terminal creates a small array electromagnetic field. A physical, contactless card can use that field to power its chip for a moment. Then the chip inside the card wakes up. From the outside, a bank card looks simple, but inside it is a highly protected computer chip, designed for one job: creating secure proof for a payment. The terminal sends the chip information about the purchase. This can include the amount, the currency, the merchant, the terminal, and a unique number for this specific transaction. The chip does not simply reply with your card number. Instead, it creates a new security value for that one payment attempt. Think of it as a one-time mathematical signature. This signature is different each time you pay. That is why copying the visible number from the front of a card is not enough to make a real contactless payment. A criminal would still need the protected chip or the secret information stored inside it to create the correct proof. The terminal now has enough information to ask a bigger question. Will the bank approve this payment? Before it can ask your bank, the terminal sends the request through the shop's payment system. The terminal may be connected to a till, a point-of-sale system, or a secure payment gateway. From there, the request is sent to a company that processes payments for the merchant. This company is often called an acquirer or a payment processor. Its job is not to decide whether you have enough money. Its job is to move the payment request safely and quickly into the right network. That network might be operated by a card scheme. The network acts like a traffic controller. It receives the request from the merchant's side, identifies the bank that issued your card, and routes the request to that bank. All of this can happen in a few seconds. Now the request has reached your bank, the card issuer. Your bank examines the payment. First, it checks whether the card is active. Then it checks whether the account can cover the payment. Depending on the type of account, this may mean checking available money, an overdraft limit, or an approved credit limit. Then the bank checks the transaction for warning signs. Is the amount unusual for this account? Is the location unusual? Have there been several payment attempts in a short period of time? Was the card used somewhere else just minutes ago? Does the security signature from the card make sense? Banks use rules, risk models, and automated fraud systems to make this decision. The exact systems are different at every bank, but the goal is the same: approve normal payments quickly and block suspicious ones before money is lost. Sometimes the bank may request an extra step. You may be asked to enter a PIN. You may need to confirm a payment in your banking app, or the terminal may simply decline the transaction. A decline does not always mean there is no money in the account. It may mean the bank wants extra verification. It may mean a temporary technical problem occurred. It may mean the card has been blocked for security, or it may mean the transaction looked unusual. If the bank is satisfied, it creates an approval response. That response travels back through the same chain, from the issuing bank to the payment network, to the processor, to the merchant's payment terminal. Then the terminal shows a green light, makes a sound, and prints a receipt. That moment feels like the end of the payment, but it is not. It means your payment has been authorized. Authorization means the bank has agreed to the purchase and usually reserves the money or available credit for the merchant. This is why a payment can appear as pending in your banking app. The money is no longer fully available for you to spend, but it may not yet have reached the merchant's bank account. The shop still needs to complete the payment behind the scenes. Later, usually in a batch of many transactions, the merchant sends completed payment records to its processor. The processor sends them through the payment network again. The network calculates what is owed between the merchant's bank and the customer's bank. It also applies the fees that are part of the card payment system. Then, settlement takes place. Settlement is the stage where funds move between the financial institutions. Eventually, the merchant receives the money, minus any agreed processing fees. That is why the payment you see is accepted in a shop can take longer to fully settle in your account. The fast tap is the authorization. The slower banking process afterward is clearing and settlement. Now consider what changes when you pay with your phone instead of a physical card. The process is similar, but a phone can add another layer of protection called tokenization. Instead of sending the real card number to the terminal, the phone can use a token. A token is a replacement number created for digital payments. The merchant may receive the token rather than your actual card number. The payment networks and your bank can connect that token back to the real account securely, but the shop does not need to see every sensitive detail. This reduces the value of stolen payment data. A phone can also require fingerprint, face, or passcode confirmation before the payment begins. So when you tap a phone, there can be two kinds of verification happening at once. First, the phone verifies that you are allowed to use it. Then, the banking system verifies that the payment should be approved. Modern, contactless payments are designed so that several protections work together. The short physical NFC range reduces accidental communication. The chip creates transaction-specific security data. The bank checks the account and looks for fraud. The payment network routes the request, and tokens can protect card details in digital wallets. None of these systems is perfect by itself, but together, they make a 1-second tap much harder to fake than it appears. There is also an important human side to this system. A payment does not need thousands of people making decisions manually every time you buy a coffee. That would be impossible. Instead, engineers, banks, payment companies, and security teams build the rules and systems in advance. Then computers make thousands of small decisions every second. Most payments are approved silently because the system recognizes them as normal. But when something looks wrong, the system can slow down, request a PIN, ask for confirmation, or stop the payment completely. That is the hidden system behind the beep. A tiny chip proves it is genuine. A terminal prepares a secure request. A merchant processor sends it to the correct network. A payment network routes it to your bank. Your bank checks the account and the risk. An approval returns. Then later, clearing and settlement move the money between institutions. All of that happens because you held a card near a reader for 1 second. The next time you tap to pay, look at the terminal differently. It is not simply reading a card, it is starting a secure conversation between machines that do not belong to the same company, do not share the same database, and may be in different countries. Yet they must agree on one answer. Should this payment happen, that agreement is the real product being sold when you tap your card. Not just speed, trust. What hidden system should Axiom Relay open next? Subscribe and tell us in the comments.